The 6th of October, Rabbi Levitt, Horeb. Now, today, Rabbi, are we doing one class or two classes?
Oh,
We had,
we could do,
but I'm happy to do two if you want.
okay, we could do two.
Okay.
I don't know, Phil, have to contact Phil.
Yeah, we had said one, so he probably will not come unless we contact him.
Right, okay. Okay, so we'll, yes, send them, maybe we could just even call him up. Okay, so we'll,
Hi. Good morning, Rabbi Levitt.
morning, good morning, Roy.
Good
How you
morning,
doing?
Mayor.
How you feeling?
Roy.
No, not too bad. Thanks. Not too bad. What are we doing?
We haven't decided that yet.
Oh,
First question was how many shirim we're gonna do, but we didn't decide what we're gonna do this year. Okay, so let's see. So what should we do?
Marker, we're up 536 in Horeb, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, we could do this, or we could look where he. No, there's an index about. We could look up if you want to do something Dinyana Dioma related to the time of the year. What's people's anybody have any ideas on the matter?
no,
Yeah, not really.
no.
No,
No.
not one way or the other. Okay. Okay, so we could just continue in the course of what we're doing. So what? So we're up to 5:35, 5:36. I think we're up to 5:36. Maybe more than that. Okay. Okay, so we'll just continue with the regular what we were doing. We were doing chapter 81, Kedushin and Nisuin. And he's talking about the Kedushin and Nisuin. Okay, so we'll start with 537. I think that's what we're up to. Mayor, would you like to start?
Okay, 537. Very good. Since only for the purpose of founding a household is the intercourse of man and woman consecrated, and apart from this, it is sinful. Our sages have linked the duration of the wife's attachment to the husband's house with a debt for which he becomes liable to her from the moment when she is parted from him and his house through his death or through divorce. So long as debt is not so long as that debt, I'm sorry, so long as that debt is not paid to the wife, she belongs to the husband's house even after death. Hence, so long as the wife has this claim on the husband, conjugal life between them remains pure. But as soon as this claim is effaced, the woman ceases in a certain technical sense to belong to the house, and conjugal life becomes immoral. This debt, which is usually acknowledged in a special document on the part of the husband, is on that account called ketubah, and therefore, conformably to what has been said above, there can be no chuppah if a ketubah has not been drawn up. If in the course of married life the ketubah is lost, or if the wife waives her right to it, or gives a quittance for it in any way, a new one must be drawn up. So always need a ketubah to be married, it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that was the most understandable part of that paragraph. Or that, I don't know what he was talking about. It's very difficult. We read this last time because I remember we looked this up. Lou had a question about what happens if she keeps selling her ksuva.
Oh, right.
So, all right.
Actually, we had a practical example in our community many, many years ago where
Yeah.
the wife did lose a ketubah, and the husband had a new one drawn up because I was one of the signators on the ketubah.
Oh, wow.
So it was all done in front of the rabbi with, I think, only the two witnesses, the two signatures. But I guess that was valid.
Yeah, you only need two witnesses. That's good enough. Okay. Yeah. Right. The point is the wife always has to have that claim of what it says in the ksuba. Okay. Let's go further. 538. This looks like a longer paragraph. And we go to Roy.
These are the mutual rights and duties which have been laid down as springing partly as Deraisa, biblical law, and partly as Tikanas,
Kanas Chachamim.
Kachamim, rabbinical ordinances from the idea of the household. They are all called for ketubah, they're all called tonei ketubah, that is, rights and duties which are conditioned by the duration of the marriage union and arise immediately from that union. As soon as a man takes a wife into his house, he tacitly undertakes 10 duties and acquires 4 rights. 3 of the duties are derisa, while the other duties and the 4 rights are takanas. All right. The duties are physical maintenance, that was 1. 2, outfitting. 3, conjugal intercourse. 4, writing out a ketubah. 5, medical attention. 6, ransoming. 7, burial. 8, continuation of the domestic situation after his death, so long as she remains a widow. And 9, similarly for his daughter after his death up to her marriage, or a sin. 10, prior claim of the sons of both of them. Prior claim of the sons of both of them to up to her ketuvah, in addition to their inheritance as children. The first 3 are derisa, biblical law. The other 7 are derabanan, rabbinical law. Okay. The rights are 1, to her earnings. 2, to her findings. 3, to the usufruct of her private property. And 4, to her estate after death. Don't know what usufruct means. I think I've come across it once. But
Peros, I think.
what?
Peros.
Yes.
In other words, she has a certain she has capital, and it belongs to her. She brought it into the marriage, let's say. Belongs to her, doesn't belong to the husband. But the husband has a right to the peros. In other words, let's say it's a property. So if the property has the revenues, makes profits, so the husband is entitled to the profits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that funny word means that he used over here, but I'm assuming that that's what it's referring to. It's referring to peros, the profits of her property,
Okay.
the revenues.
Thanks. Our sages have further made these rights correspond to his duties as follows. Her earnings as compensation for her maintenance and clothing, the usufruct of the property as compensation for ransoming, inheritance as compensation for her burial, in respect of earnings and maintenance, by foregoing her right as the wife deprives the husband of his, but not vice versa. I don't know what I've just said. In respect of the others, there can be no renunciation. The principle which guided the sages in these regulations was that of effecting the most intimate possible union of the married couple in material matters also. For this reason, they allowed the wife to efface herself almost completely in the husband in respect of her property, but in return imposed on the husband the fullest legal obligation to provide not only regular requirements which already devolved on him, min haTorah, but also those which occur only exceptionally.
Okay.
Physical maintenance includes everything necessary for sustenance, support, and cleanliness. Outfitting includes clothing, residence, and furniture. Conjugal intercourse must conform to the requirements of position and occupation, insofar as these make demands on the time of the man or force him to be absent from home. The woman's activity must conform to her position and the custom of the country and locality, and especially to the habitual practice of her family. But even the richest woman should never go about idle. She should supervise the conduct of her household and watch over the education and care of her children, and otherwise usefully occupy herself, since idleness brings the wife also into vicious ways. She should never leave others to perform attentions and services which evince her care for her husband.
In other words, personal things that she does for the husband, that not another person, certainly not a woman, would do for the husband. Okay. All right. Okay. 539. Go to Lou.
The woman should belong wholly to her husband and her household. Only for her husband should she adorn herself. She should try to please only him, and her home should be the finest field of her, the fairest field of her activity. Her adornment should be modesty and a Jewish way of life, to appear before strangers with her own hair uncovered, or where it is customary to wear a cap and a veil, to appear without veil or cap, even though covered, to dress gaudily and alluringly, to expose the body immodestly, to seek the company of other men, to be immodest in her manner of speech, speak contemptuously of her husband's family, etc. All this is un-Jewish, and the stamp of fashion can never render such conduct permissible. To hide one's own hair under an ornamental covering made from someone else's, or even from one's own after being cut, is a very old custom which is not forbidden.
Oh, that sounds like a shaitel.
Yeah, he's taken a position in the controversy.
Huh. A very old custom which is not forbidden. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so 540. We go back to Mayor.
Could we look that one up? I'm just curious because it is a controversy.
Okay. Let's see what he has. He has two sources over here. Even Ezer and Or Chaim. Let's see. Or Chaim, that would be you'd have Mishnah Brew on it.
Right.
That's in the very beginning. You know where that is? It's sounds like halachas of saying Krishma.
It's in Krishma. Well,
Let's see what he's got to. Okay, so oh, Shalo Yavorech Kasha Evorov Roim Es Ha'erva. Make a blessing when his Evorim see erva. Hay Yashen Arom Betaliso Sarik Lachotz Betalis Alibo Oz Yikra. He's sleeping without clothing, betaliso, with his talus, and he wants to be koreh.
What's Koreh?
Well, it is in Hilchos Kriyashma. Maybe the Mishnah Berurah will say a little bit more. What is it that he's koreh over here? So tzorik lachotz betalis, he has to press the talus on him, al libo, onto his heart, chest area, va'oz yikra, and then he could read whatever he's reading over here. Okay. Mishum delibo roa es ha'erva asur, because otherwise, if his lave is roa erva, so then it would be usur to read like that. So here we're not talking about a woman's erva, we're talking about the man's own erva. He can see himself and read. Okay, so that's not what we want. יש מי שאומר שהנשים יכולות לברך ולהתפלל כשהן לבושות החלוק אף על פי שאינו מפסיקות למטה מהלב. No. שאר איבריו רואים את הערווה, מותר. Okay, I don't see anything clearly in the Shulchan Aruch mentioning anything about the hair.
huh.
Huh? Oh, Kisu Erosh, Lo Mikri Kisu Erosh. It's a Ramah. Hu adin imachase rosho b'yodov lo mikra Kisu Erosh. That's talking about the man's covering. If the man puts his hand on his head, it's not called that he has his head covered. Okay. I don't. I don't know. Not sure why he brought us over here. Okay, so let's don't know. Okay. So let's don't see what he wants from that Simon. What's the other Simon? Evan Ezer, 115. Okay. That's in Shulchan Aruch. Okay. All right. Let's see. Evan Ezer, 115. Kuf Tes Vav. Kuf Tes Vav. Okay. Hilchas Ksubas. Halachas of the Ksuba. What are we going to find over here? Eliotis Shloba Ksuba. Overis al das Moshe v'Yehudes. Ve'ezehu das Moshe v'Yehudes. Shechila es bala she'eno mu'usar. Al echem mikol yisurim. Oshimashtonida. Odulo Afrika. Buncha Amakloni Hakuntikinli. Or do we say anything about Ezahi Das Yehudis? He minhag hatznius. Shenogu benos Israel ve'Elohim. So what's involved in snius? Hein hadvarim she'im osasa achas mihem avra al das Yehudis. Any one of these things would constitute a violation of das Yehudis and would cause her to forfeit her ksuba. Yotzis l'shuk olamavoy befulash o b'chotzer shaharabim bokim bo barosho parua. Okay, so that's okay. That's going out into basically a public or semi-private, not completely private place outside of the house, and her head is uncovered. She doesn't have a head covering. Ve'enoleha redid kechol anoshim. She doesn't have a redid like all other noshim have. Something to cover her hair. Afopisha Sarah Mechuse b'mitpachot o shehaisa tabu ashuk. Even though her hair is covered with a mitpachat, some type of a tichel. O shehaisa tabu bashuk. She's spinning in the shuk, and then so when women used to do that, their arms were exposed. Okay, so that looks like what he's referring us to. Not what is there to say about all of that? Now this is a Gemara also. This is a Gemara also. I think the Gemara, the famous Gemara, is in Eruvin, if I'm not mistaken. Where do they quote it over here? Oh boy. Oh, so let's see what the Nosei Kalim say over here. Rosho Perua, Aklalhu Bereshus Rabim, Rosho Perua Legamre, Habe Das Moshe. It's completely doesn't have any covering whatsoever. That's a more serious transgression of Das Moshe. v'imrosho mechusa b'kalcha o b'sharar davar ela de'ena mechusa kederech hanoshim oz have das Yehudis. It's not covered in the way that it's generally accepted to be covered. So then it's a violation of das Yehudis. So it's a combination of the type of area that it is and the type of the covering that it is. That'll determine what type of whether it's a violation of das Moshe or das Yehudis. Okay. Let's see if I could find something else a little bit more specific. Oh, Shasara Mechusa b'mitpachat. Im ein Sara Mechusa klal mechotzer lechotzer derek mavoy she'enu mefulash yesh bo mishum priyas rosh. If the hair is not covered at all, so to go from this courtyard to that courtyard by way of the alley, right? Even though it's not a completely public area, but it's not it's certainly far from inside the woman's house. That has a status of going out with the head uncovered. So it's a combination of, right, the extent that the hair is covered, the level that the amount that it's covered, and also the place that it's in. It's a little bit combination. If she would do this in her own courtyard, that would not be a violation of Priyas Rosh, of having her hair uncovered. Shecharora makbazeh overis al das Yehudis. Imhu asel lechatchila aymabach. Whether it's really forbidden though to do is a discussion. Shein isser b'priyas rosh rak b'shuk v'lo b'chatzer. Because there's opinions that say that it's only in the shuk, in the marketplace, not in a private courtyard. Okay, so anyway, we're out of time, but the answer to your question is takes a little bit more time to go through this, go back to the sources also. All right. So we didn't get it too much.
Well, thanks for the effort, Rabbi.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not a, there's my upstairs neighbor. He could give you a whole drusha and with all the sources. He knows that. He knows everything about the matter. Oh, actually, it's my downstairs neighbor. Yeah. His wife doesn't wear a shaitel. Okay. All the best to Mayor. Have a good week. Sarasime Chuva. And we will be back and we'll admit Alan. Alan is trying to get in over here.
Okay, see you soon.